What's going on, guys? Custom RC Mods here. Today is day 4 of the FliteTest Build Extravaganza. Thanks for stopping by the channel, and if you haven't watched the past 3 days of this series, please go ahead and do so. I'll link them down in the description below in the form of a playlist. So yeah, we've built the FT Bloody Baron, the FT Simple Scout, and the FT Vigan. And those have been really awesome builds, so again, go check them out. Now today we're building a warbird, which is kind of important to every fleet. You gotta have one. No fleet is complete without a warbird. And we're building the FT P40 today, which is one of FliteTest's newest designs. I'm really excited to try it out. I've got my 3 sheets of foam here, and you might be wondering, where is the bin full of electronics? Because actually I don't need a bin anymore, because obviously the electronics are going down in number, and we have 3 more motor and ESC combos. We've got 3 more receivers, and we've got 10 more servos. So we can build, today's P40 is going to take 4 servos, and tomorrow's plane might take 4 servos, and then the final plane is going to only take 2 servos because that's obviously all I have left, but that might be an Elevon or a 3-channel plane. So either way, we're looking good. I've got all my supplies to build this thing here, except for I have to go get some black poster board like we did for the Scout. I'm going to go ahead and run out and do that here midday today. Hopefully I'll be able to get some and we'll be on with the build. Alright, so I just finished up the build for the FT P40. It took me about 3 hours to complete from the plans to the plane, and I think the build quality is pretty decent. Now, if you've ever built any of the basic FliteTest planes, the Mustang, MiG-3, Simple Cub, Simple Scout, Simple Storch, anything like that, this is back to the basics for you guys. You're going to have no problem building this thing at all. Now, there's a few gripes with the design that I have for this thing. First things first, we've got the foam board turtle deck. Now, usually you use poster board, which is a lot more flexible. However, you have to bend foam board a certain way to get it to work. And in my opinion, it didn't really work here because it's really narrow. There's an extreme angle you have to bend it to. And I got quite a few wrinkles and folds in my foam board, which, you know, just doesn't look good in the end. Now, some of the paper tabs here also weren't sized correctly. I think they're just a little bit too big for my liking. So either they're flapping in the wind, or you try to glue them down with a lot of excess glue. They get all wrinkly and glue gets all over your fuselage, which is, you know, kind of unfortunate at the end of the day. Now, there's a lot of things I also like about this plane and praise it for. And I love this hatch. It really buttons up the bottom of this fuselage really nicely, and it's nice because you don't have to use any tape at all. Now let's talk about the wing, and I must give you full disclosure, I accidentally banged the wing up against the floor. I was working on the ground and I kind of banged it up. I don't know exactly how it happened, but it folded the wing on the corner here, so if I lift it up, you can see that we've got a popsicle stick splint here. So for the Maiden, I'm going to use this wing. However, I didn't glue it on that tightly, so I can cut it off and put a new wing on pretty easily, and that's the nice thing about these planes. So yeah, that's nice. I think we're about ready for a Maiden. Let's go ahead and test all the control surfaces here. We've got our ailerons, elevator, our rudder, and of course, we've got our throttle. Let's go ahead and head out to a Maiden. I've got everything balanced and we're all ready to go. Alright, so we're out here with the FT P40. I've also got the Vigan right over here, but we've got the FT P40 today that we're going to be maidening. I'm going to make some more videos with the Vigan right after this, so go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want to see those. But the star of the show today, of course, FT P40. Let's go ahead and get it on. We've got some strong northerly winds here, so not too much different from yesterday, but I think everything's checked out. We'll be good to go here. Oh yeah, easy. It's not as fast of a plane as I thought it would be, but it's still plenty fun to fly. It's very, very chill compared to the Vigan and the Bloody Baron. Looks like we've got a little bit of trimming work to do. It's also extra nose heavy, I've noticed that. I honestly thought this was going to be about twice the speed, which is fine. Let's go ahead and get it nice and low. You can do tip stalls pretty easily, I've just noticed that. So if you're a beginner, you might want to make sure that you get some good practice on recovering from those kind of things before you start flying this plane. But other than that, it's flying really good. I have yet to put a canopy on this thing, of course. Just like the Scout, don't have any black poster board yet. So I don't think I mentioned that in the prior segment. So just wanted to make sure you noticed that I wasn't actually gonna go for this look. Just gotta go get some black poster board. Haven't flown anything with rudder in a little bit. Been doing a lot of stuff with the Bloody Baron, so it's nice to have that kind of thing be nice and linear. Flying with all rudders, it's a little bit tricky with this plane, but it can be done. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend setting this thing up as a 3-channel unless you really don't want it to be that smooth. I guess it can be done, but just a thought. Just doing some. All right. Yeah, this thing is really relaxing to fly. Just like the Viggen, nice and smooth. It doesn't have the power output that I was really hoping that this plane would, but that's really fine because it gives it a different type of flying experience, of course. You can't zoom around, you're more focused on technical stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a little circle and then bring it in for landing. Awesome, let's go ahead, get this approach set up. Perfect. This thing glides for a little bit longer than I expected, but overall, that's good. That is the FT P40. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment down below what my next planes could be. I have 2 more episodes in this series next. I am going to go ahead and replace that wing if you didn't check that out in my previous segment that got all beat up. But other than that, we're good to go, so I'll see you guys later.